Hello and welcome to Zig Wheels, and in the Zig Life we've been spending time with these Shima's RS-1. These are full gauntlet gloves. These are on the sporty side, of course, and we'll tell you that we have already crash tested them. Yes, indeed. And we do recommend them. And exactly why, we'll tell you right now. But before we carry on, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to stay notified. First, the basics. Like we said, the RS1s are sport-oriented gloves, so they're full gauntlets. They have a lot of protection packed in, but of course the basics. If you want to look pretty, you've got 4 colors to choose from: red and white, blue and white, white and black, and all black like the ones we have here. And in terms of ergonomics, being sporty gloves, you can see that the fingers are pre-curved. And that aside, this uses some quality materials like goat skin is predominantly used as the leather on these gloves, and you get a lot of protection built into the gloves. For instance, so if you look at the fingers, there's a bridge protector for your small finger, and that aside, you have hard protection here for the fingers itself in places where there could be impact. You also have a hard knuckle protector. There is this panel here at the back of your palm to reduce impact. Again, it's a special kind of foam. It's called the Poron XRD. And then when you flip it over, you'll find you've got Knox protection for your palm. Now these are basically sliders. In case of a fall, they let your palm slide along without catching anywhere, which could increase the force that you feel on your palm. Aside from that, there's this special panel here is ceramic coated. Again, in case of a fall, will increase the level of protection for your palm. Smaller details, for instance, the stitching is on the outside, which makes it that much more comfortable for extended use. In terms of ventilation, you'll see that there are some perforations here in between the fingers and at the back of the palm here. So ventilation is mid to low, I would say, not very highly vented. So in our summers, you would find them to be a little warm. But if you're on the highway rolling around, I think these would be fine for that use as well. Now, while we are calling these as sports gloves, if you wanted a very track-oriented glove, Shima also has another version called the VRS, which has hard plastic molded onto the wrist closure here. But like we said, the fit itself is snug. So this is pretty good as is. And in this form, it would be a glove that you could use every day. But of course, the discomfort would only be about putting it on and the fact that it doesn't have touch compatible panels on the fingers. So if you had to use your phone anytime while riding around, you'd have to pull off the gloves before you could use them. But on the whole, this is, if you're on a long ride, you could definitely use them, because one thing is for sure, you'd get a high degree of protection, and we're going to show you how much. Now, this is the older set of RS1s I was using when I had a crash at about 150 kilometers an hour on a track, and you can see how everything has done what it's supposed to. You can see how the palm sliders have worn through and actually helped me to keep just sliding on and reduce the impact on my hands. And if I put it on here, everything that took the brunt of the fall, you can see once again the palm sliders worn through, and I'd wear the new one on the other hands for you to compare it with. You can see the difference between the two. This one is worn all the way down, and even this one has taken quite a hit. Some places where the leather is worn out, that the finger's poking out. Now this is because the stitching is on the outside and the stitches wore out. But when I got up, all I had was a little tingling feeling, and that's it, which went away in about 15-20 minutes. I was completely unhurt. There were no scratches, nothing. So these held up beautifully. So whether you're riding a KTM 390 Duke or a proper sports bike, these gloves will be the right fit for you. So the Shima RS1s are easy to recommend for riders who are looking for one glove that they can use for everyday use, who have a great focus on protection, and at the same time want something for occasional track use as well. And at 7,500 rupees, it is incredible value because of the level of protection it offers, and also because of the wide variety of conditions in which you could use it. Of course, in the rains, you would want to keep the leather safe. These are rated for summer use. The only thing to keep in mind while buying one of these is that the fit is snug. So if you have broad palms, we suggest you try them on for size. You might want to go a size up than you usually use to get a comfortable fit. So the Shima RS-1s, we picked them up from Team Driven India, the link to which will be in the description below. And at 7,500 rupees, we think these make a lot of sense. Solid protection, great versatility, and something that we would recommend. In fact, definitely going to be in my kit bag for the next couple of months.